All right, guys, so today we are going to talk about cups, pints, quarts, and gallons, okay? So our objective is I can recognize, use, and convert cups, pints, quarts, and gallons, okay? So we're going to start by talking about liquid capacity. What are some things that we would measure, that we would use to measure liquid capacity? Bryce?
Gallons.
Gallons, but what kind of containers? Like what could we put liquid in that would help us measure?
A milk jug.
A milk jug. Kevin?
Measuring cup.
A measuring cup, all right. Kaylee?
A regular jar.
Okay, those are all great answers. So we use liquid capacity to measure all kinds of things. And the four main U.S. customary measurements that we use are cups, pints, quarts, and gallons, all right? Who can tell me how many quarts are in 1 gallon? Jaden?
4 quarts.
4 quarts equal 1 gallon, all right? So to remember that, I want you to write in your process logs a big G, all right? We start with our big G. Jaden said that we have 4 quarts in a gallon, so go ahead and write that. All right? Ania, how many pints are in 1 quart?
2.
2, okay? So I want you to write 2 P's inside each Q. So we have a total of 8 pints in this whole gallon, all right? Gerardo, how many cups are in each pint? How many? 2. Okay, so we need to write a little c inside each P, which gives us a total of 16 cups in each gallon, okay? So to help you remember this, we have our big G in your process logs, but I'm also going to tell you a story, all right? So once upon a time, there was a kingdom called the Kingdom of G, okay? And the king decided to divide it into 4 parts. Each part had 1 queen, which stands for our Q for quarts, okay? Each queen had 2 daughters who became the princess, okay? So there were 2 princesses for each queen in the Kingdom of Gallon. So we have 4 queens, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total princesses, all right? Well, the princesses were kind of spoiled, and they said, Mom, we want cats, we are so poor in the kingdom. So, being the queen, she went and bought them cats. But she didn't just buy them 1 cat each, she bought them 2 cats each. So each queen now had 4 cats because each princess had 2. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cats in the Kingdom of G, okay? So that stands for 1 gallon, 4 quarts, okay? 2 pints in each quart, a total of 8 in a gallon. 2 cups in each pint, 4 cups in each quart, 16, 1, 6, in each gallon, okay? So that's one way that you can remember the story, okay? So now we're going to talk about converting, okay? So remember when we're converting, we either do what? You can call it out.
Multiply.
Or divide, okay? So when we go from larger to smaller, we do what? Multiply. When we go from smaller to larger, we divide, okay? So if I were to say I have 2 gallons, and I need to find out how many quarts that equals, okay? I'm going from larger to smaller, so I would need to multiply. I know that 4 quarts equals 1 gallon, and I'm given the 2. So I multiply, and I get what number, class?
8.
8 quarts. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to put some problems on the board, and I want you to solve them on your individual whiteboards. Go ahead. I'm going to give you some time to solve it, and then we're going to go over it as a class. All right? So your first problem is 4 gallons equal how many quarts? go ahead and solve that. All right, guys, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds to finish writing your answers on your whiteboard. Okay, hold up your whiteboard so I can see your answers. All right, those answers look good. Kendall, what was your answer?
48.
48. Did you start by multiplying or dividing?
I multiply
Why?
because we're making the greater number smaller.
Okay, so remember, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller measurement, all right? So you multiply. What two numbers did you multiply?
I multiplied 3 and 16
3 times 16. Why did you choose those two numbers?
because they're 3 gallons and 16 cups in a gallon.
Okay, and 3 times 16 equals what, class?
48.
48. Okay, so 3 gallons equals 48 cups. Are there any questions before we move on to our exit ticket? Anita?
I'm still confused on how we got 16.
Okay, let's look at it again. So we started with 3, and you understand why we used 3. Okay, so that's what we're given. So then we have to say, what do we know? And we know that 16 cups equals 1 gallon. So we multiply 3 gallons times the 16 cups that are in 1 gallon, then we can find out how many cups are in 3 gallons. Does that make sense? So we're using what we are given and multiplying it by what we know. All right? I'm going to write 2 problems on the board. And